Bless God. God is a living God. Praise you. We praise you. We praise you. We thank you, Yeshua Jesus, Jehovah. You are the King of Kings. There's no other that I want. I thank you. I praise you for making my crooked road straight in the name of Yeshua Jesus. Hey, it's Coach Will. I'm coming back at you today. I'm still reading on this book of Job walk, reading straight out of the complete Jewish Bible. Hoping to do more reading than commentation, right? Commentation. And looking for revelation. I'm just sharing with anybody else that may have heard a little bit of Job and a little bit of that of Job, but never really took the time to read all of Job. I'm looking for a particular answer about our, as Christians, capabilities to affect sickness and healing and health. What other authorities have impact on our sickness, healing, and health? Something just came to me, got a word, it said, hey, revisit Job. So that's what I'm doing. So without further ado, I am on chapter 8, and I'm reading out of this, what's this? Complete Jewish Bible. So a lot of times they use the Jewish or Hebrew names. And in this Bible, Job is known as Eov. All right. So chapter 8, Job's just finished talking to his friend. He got 3 friends that came to see him. And the friends really seem like true friends. And they're giving the best advice that they can give. And Job had a response to him. He's sick and busted up. So without further ado, Job or Eov chapter 8. This is his next friend, Bildad, the Shushi, spoke next. He said, how long will you go on talking like this? What are you saying? What you are saying is a raging wind. Does God distort judgment? Does Shaddai pervert justice? If your children sinned against him, he left them to be victims of their own offense. So you hear right there, he's putting a guess in as to why Job's kids got destroyed. He's saying, hey, if, they sinned, then God dealt with them. If you are earnestly seek God and plead for Shaddai's favor, if you are pure and upright, then he will rouse himself for you and fulfill your needs. Then, although your beginnings were small, your future will be great indeed. Sounds logical so far, right? Ask the older generation and consider what their ancestors found out. For we who are born yesterday know nothing. That's a fact. Our days on earth are but a shadow. They will teach you and they will tell you. They will say what is in their hearts. Can a papyrus grow except in a marsh? Can swamp grass flourish without water? While still green before being cut down? It dries up faster than any other plant. Such are the paths of all who forget God. The hope of the hypocrite will perish. His confidence is mere gossamer. His trust, a spider's web. He can lean on his house, but it won't stand. He can hold on to it, but it won't last. For its destruction will come like the lush growth of a plant in the sun. Its shoots may spread out all over its gardens, but meanwhile its roots cause the stone house to collapse as it seizes hold of the rocks. Someone who tears it away from its place denies he has ever seen it. Yes, this is the joy of the way of the godless, and out of the dust will spring up others just like him. Look, God will not reject the blameless man, nor will he uphold wrongdoers. He will yet Fill your mouth with laughter, your lips with shouts of joy. Those who hate you will be clothed in shame, and the tent of the wicked will cease to exist. Hey, that sounds like prudent advice to me, man. I mean, sounds logical, right? Chapter 9, we still say that to this day, even though we know that Yeshua, Jesus Christ, is our ultimate forgiveness for our sins. Even today, we still hear people speculate that same type of way. So at any rate, let's keep moving. Chapter 9. Then Job, also known as Eov, responded to his friend. He said, "Indeed, I know that this is so, but how can a human win a case against God? Whoever might want to argue with him could not answer him one question in 1,000. His heart is so wise, his strength so great. Who can resist him and succeed? He moves the mountains, although they don't know it. And when he overturns them in his anger, he shakes the earth from its place. Its supporting pillars tremble. He commands the sun, and it fails to rise. He shuts up the stars under his seal. He alone spreads out the sky and walks on the waves of the sea. He made the great bear, Orion, the Pleiades, and the hidden constellations of the south." That's so interesting. Now, if you think about this book, Eov, or this book of Job when it was written, those constellations he just named, the Great Bear, they didn't call it the Great Bear in Hebrew. They didn't call it the Pleiades. That's a Greek name, and I think that name came after this period. So it's just interesting. And I got a Hebrew Bible, but it's a little selective in when the Hebrew is in. And I'm cool with that because I recognize the Great Bear and Pleiades. And the hidden constellations of the south. He does great, unsearchable things, wonders beyond counting. He can go right by me and I don't see him. He moves past without my being aware of him. If he kills people, who asks why? Who would say to him, "What are you doing?" God would not withdraw his anger, but even Rahab's supporters submit to him. I don't know who Rahab is. Submit to him. I guess that's the devil, huh? How much less can I answer him and select my arguments against him? Even if I were right, he wouldn't answer. I could only ask for mercy from my judge. If I summoned him and he answered me, I still can't believe he would listen to my plea. He could break me with a storm. He could multiply my wounds for no reason, to the point where I couldn't even breathe. With such bitterness, he could fill me. If it's a matter of force, look how mighty he is. If justice, who can summon him to court? Even if I'm right, my own mouth will condemn me. If I'm innocent, it will pronounce me guilty. And listen to what he just said. So Job made it clear that God has the power and authority over our sickness and our well-being. So that's one thing we all agree. But again, the New Testament seems to appear that we've been given power and authority, heaven and earth, to heal the sick. So chapter 9, verse 21. I am innocent. Don't I know myself? But I've had enough of this life of mine. So I say it is all the same. He destroys innocent and wicked alike. When disasters bring sudden death, he laughs at the plight of the innocent. The earth has been given to the power of the wicked. We hear that again in the New Testament. It says that the devil is the ruler of the airwaves and he has temporary authority over us, over the earth, not me. I rebuke the devil. I rebuke Satan. I rebuke his authority. I rebuke sin in the name and authority and blood of Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, the living Christ, Son of the living God, Yahweh, Jehovah. He covers the faces of his judges. If it isn't he, then who is it? My days pass on more swiftly than a runner. They flee without seeing anything good. They skim by like skiffs built of reeds, like an eagle swooping down on his prey. Yeah, I can understand that, man. You turn on the news, all you see is horrible stuff. Go on 103rd Street, you see dope fiends, crackheads, man, meth heads, nothing but horrible stuff. Child molestation, child prostitution, child snatching and trafficking. It's horrible. I agree with that. Sorry to say. Just that. I mean, that statement alone. Verse 27. If I say I'll forget my complaining, I'll put off my sad face and be cheerful, then I'm still afraid of all my pain. And I know you will not hold me innocent. I will be condemned, so why waste my efforts? Even if I wash myself in melted snow and cleanse my hands with lye, you would plunge me into the muddy pit till my clothes would detest me. Thank the Lord, Yeshua Jesus forgives us for all of our sins, wipes us totally clean. So that statement should end at the snow and we're clean. I admit I still wrestle with forgiveness or guilt, I should say. I shouldn't. Forgiveness is there. Verse 32. For he is not merely human like me. There is no answer that I can give him. If we were to come together in court, there is no arbiter between us. Who could lay his hand on us both? If he would move his rod from me and not let his terrors frighten me, then I would speak without fear of him. For when I'm alone, I'm not afraid. Chapter 10. I'm just worn out. By my life, I swear, I will never abandon my complaint. I will speak out in my soul's bitterness. I will say to God, don't condemn me. Tell me why you are contending with me. Do you gain some advantage from oppressing, from spurning what your own hands made, from shining on the schemes of the wicked? Do you have eyes of flesh? Do you see as humans see? Job is not happy. Are your days like the days of mortals? Are your years like human years, that you have to seek my guilt and search out my sin? You know that I won't be condemned, yet no one can rescue me from your power. Your own hands shaped me. They made me. So why do you turn and destroy me? Please remember that you made me like clay. Will you return me to dust? Did you pour out like milk, then let me thicken like cheese? You clothed me with the skin and flesh. You knit me together with bone and sinews. You granted me life and grace. Your careful attention preserved my spirit. You hid these things in your heart. I know what your secret purpose was, to watch until I was sent, and then not absolve me of guilt. Interesting. Sound like what the devil did, right? That was creating bad situation for him and then watching until he would denounce Christ, denounce God, or sin. If I am wicked, woe to me. But if righteous, I still don't dare raise my head, because I am so filled with shame, so soaked in my misery. You rise up to hunt me like a lion and keep treating me in such peculiar ways. You keep producing fresh witnesses against me. Your anger against me keeps growing. Your troops assail me wave after wave. Why did you bring me out of the womb? I wish I had died there with no eye could see. I would have been as if I'd never existed. I would have been carried from womb to grave. Why aren't my days few? So stop. Leave me alone so I can cheer up a little before I go to the place of no return, to the land of darkness and death, dark gloom. A land of gloom like darkness itself, of dense darkness and utter disorder, where even the light is dark. Well, there we go. Another 15 minutes, right? That party's over. So that's, we'll be starting on chapter 11 next. So all I can get out of that is I didn't get no revelation. I hear Job complaining. He like, yo, let me die, man, for real. And why did you even bring me into this cruddy, crappy world? Understandable. Really understandable. All right, God bless you. If you got any comments, questions, you want to talk about anything, hey, put a comment under there. I don't necessarily need likes, but yeah, when you want to share, you want to share. Other people want to know these questions too. Or just, hey, his word say meditate on him and his word, pray and pray and fast. How are we going to meditate on him and his word if we don't read his word, right? Which tells us about him. Bless you, love you, bendiga, Baruch.